Welcome to Too Fond of Books. My name is Janelle, and in this video I have something very exciting for you. This is actually going to be a series, 5 videos, and I will tell you why. I found this book recently in the library. I was actually browsing the catalog online and I saw the top 100 mystery novels of all time, selected by the Mystery Writers of America. I saw that and I thought, oh really? I would love to know what are considered the top 100 mystery books of all time. I'm also curious how many of those I've read, so I got it out of the library. And I thought it would be really fun if I did a series. I'm going to break these up into sections of 20 at a time since there's 100 in the list, and it would be a really long video if I did it all at once. So this is what I'm going to do. I've created this super high-tech fancy chart here. Top 100 mystery novels of all time, and I have 4 categories: read, owned to be read, not owned to be read, and not interested. And so what I am going to do in these videos is I am going to take this top 100 list in sections of 20 and create this chart as we go so that you can see by the end how many of these 100 books have I read, how many of them do I own but I haven't read yet, how many of them do I still want to read but I don't own them, and how many of them am I just not very interested in reading. Now that could just be because, for example, not a huge fan of hard-boiled mysteries, and there's quite a number on this list, and so I may choose to read 1 or 2 because, just because. And then the other ones, I'm just not interested in reading more. Another subgenre is spy and espionage thrillers. I'm not hugely interested in those either, so I may pick 1 or 2 off the list to read, and the other ones I just might not be interested in. So, in this video, we are going to start at 100 on the list and do the first, the 20 on there, and then you'll have to come back for the next video to see the next 20. So, let me get my marker ready. I've got my book. And you will have plenty of time to see if you can guess what are the top 10. What are the top 10 mystery books of all time? What would you put on that list? You've got some time to think about that. And also, just a caveat here, this book was published in 1995. So these are the top 100 mystery books of all time, at least until 1995. So let's get this started. In a tie for 100, we have A Morbid Taste for Bones by Ellis from 1977 and Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin from 1967. Now, I have not read Rosemary's Baby and I don't really have any interest in reading that one. So, not interested. Oh. However, I have read A Morbid Taste for Bones. So that's how this is going to work. A Morbid Taste for Bones is a historical mystery that I really quite enjoy. Number 99. Time and Again by Jack Finney from 1970. This is apparently a rarity, a universally loved book, more fantasy than a mystery. It nevertheless offers various elements of criminal behavior, although the interest these present to the reader is overshadowed by the wondrous time travel effects. I gotta admit, I'm not interested. Number 98 is The Steam Pig by James McClure from 1974. I have read this. I do not own it, but I have read it. It is a book set in South Africa during apartheid. It was very interesting. It was about a pair of police officers who investigated. I did find it a tad violent though, and so there. All right, 97 is Prizzi's Honor by Richard Condon from 1982. I'll confess I had never even heard of that book, and that's one that I would say I am not interested in. 96 is The Three Coffins by John Dickson Carr from 1935. This is on my TBR. It's also on my list of books that I'm looking for. I want to own this book. I love John Dickson Carr. He writes a lot of locked room or impossible crime mysteries, and so I am really very interested in reading The Three Coffins. Number 95, Home Sweet Homicide by Craig Rice from 1944. This is one I had never heard of before, but I am interested in reading it, so not owned TBR gets another check. 94, God Save the Mark by Donald E. Westlake from 1967. Donald E. Westlake writes a lot of humorous mysteries. I believe I've read one in the past. I'm not super interested in reading more. 93, The Choirboys by Joseph Wambaugh from 1975. This author is apparently responsible for the Modern Police novel, and that's another one that I am not interested in reading. 92, Devil in a Blue Dress by Walter Mosley from 1990. And this is one that I have not read, but I am interested in reading. This book was nominated for an Edgar Allan Poe Award for Best First Mystery of the Year. So, not owned TBR. 91, The Chill by Ross MacDonald, 1963. Ross MacDonald writes a lot of hard-boiled mysteries, and again, I'm not super interested. Number 90 is Brat, Farrar by Josephine Tay from 1950. I own a lot of Josephine Tay, but not that one. But it's on my list of books that I'm on the lookout for, and so I'm putting it under not owned TBR. 89, Judgment in Stone by Ruth Rendell from 1977. I've read a lot of Ruth Rendell. I have not read Judgment in Stone though, so that's going under not owned TBR. The Glass Key by Dashiell Hammett from 1931 is number 88. You'll see later on the list is more Dashiell Hammett, so at this point that one is going to be not interested, again, just because it's hard-boiled. The Dreadful Yellow Sky is 87 by John D. MacDonald from 1975. I am not interested. We do own it though. My husband is collecting all of the John D. MacDonald books. He really enjoys them, and so I'll let him read it. 86 is The Secret Agent by Joseph Conrad from 1907. Now this is one I have not read, but I want to, so not owned TBR. Number 85, Chinaman's Chance by Ross Thomas from 1978 is a not interested. The Hunt for Red October by Tom Clancy, 1984, is a bit of a spy thriller, political. I realize it's super famous. I've seen the movie, but I'm really not interested in reading the book. And then 83 is Shroud for a Nightingale by P.D. James from 1971. 1. And this is from her Adam Dalgleish series. I love P.D. James. I own all of her books, and I have definitely read it. All right, we're getting to the end here. 82, Crocodile on... Oh, I forgot to show you. Proof that I own it. All right, 82 is Crocodile on the Sandbank by Elizabeth Peters from 1975. I have read this. I love it. I love this series, and I own all of them, or most of them. This is a historical mystery set in Egypt with fantastic characters. So that is another one under the red column. And then in 81, 81st place, The Franchise Affair by Josephine Tay from 1948. I own it, but I have not read it yet. I own quite a number of Josephine Tays, so owned TBR. So, the first 20 books that we're looking at, this is where we stand. At this point, 10 of them I am not interested in. 6 of them I want to read, but I don't own them. 1 of them I own and I want to read it, and 4 of them I have read. So that's where we're going to leave it for this time. Have you read any of those 20 books? What do you think? And what are some books that you think might show up in the first 10 spots? And I'll see you in the next video for 80 through to 61 on the list of the top 100 mysteries of all time. See ya.